How's it going, guys? My name is Alex.
Good evening.
And welcome to a beginner's guide, a video on how to start eFootball 27. This was a much requested video, and whether you're switching from AFC or you want to test this game on console, this is going to be very similar. Pretty much mobile game is a carbon copy. You can also follow the same steps on mobile. But after I made my previous video, a few things changed, and I'll be talking about whether some of the packs are worth your attention, how to build a team from scratch, and we're going to be building it together, completing the daily game because it has changed. Allegedly, you're supposed to score a long shot from this one, or cut inside. Why do you need to log in every day and complete the daily game? Is to get the daily game rewards, and one of them is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, a card that looks exceptional with two special skills of phenomenal finishing and low screamer. So this card can be trained in a way that I will explain how to train the cards, and it's just the best part about this game compared to AFC, of course, especially, is that you can train it to your taste. You like players to be fast and agile, you can do that. You can like players with crazy finishing, you can do that. In addition to that, on the third lap, you're getting daily game chance box over here, and one of the cards inside is Samuel Eto'o, which is exceptional card as well. And there is Adrien Rabiot box-to-box, very solid card, similar to Giroud in terms of the build. And of course some feature cards which aren't really improving your team, but if you're starting, you will be very happy to pack anyone. What are you getting at the start? You're getting a lot of free tries on different packs, and I'm gonna be signing some cards together with you and building a team from scratch. So let's get into our inbox and claim all the items. I'm not claiming coins here, just for transparency reasons. Some of the coins are going straight into my balance over there, and some of the coins that you complete like different events and just log in every day are in your inbox. The rest of the coins I'm saving for when there's a good opportunity arise. You can instantly try your luck with these packs, but usually the practice shows that it's rare when you get these like early doors. Like you can spend first try 10 players, there's gonna be a discount, 900 coins, 10 players instead of 9, that's kind of cool, but usually you need to try 3-4 times in order to get at least one of these short-term cards. Sometimes people get rinsed and they don't get anyone when there's like 50 players remaining, but it's kind of rare. Sometimes you can be lucky with 100 coins. I'm not gonna be risking because none of these players really improve my team. There is ambassador packs, and for instance, when you're on console, on PlayStation, you gotta buy this with real money. And I don't think, unless you like really want a Messi card in Barcelona kit, or you like really need Yamal early doors, there's gonna be opportunities for you to sign Yamal a slightly better version. So 11 pounds for this regular Yamal or a regular Messi, and 17 or 18 pounds pretty much for deluxe edition, where you get some coins on top of the cards. The cards aren't really that special, but if you're starting a team from scratch, of course they're improving your team. Then you also need to check the mission step. Every time you play a game or complete the mission, and usually it is playing game, you're advancing in this type of game pass. After completing the fourth game, you're getting Frank Lampard as a manager, and this is absolute cinema. It's been dubbed as possession on steroids, a very good playstyle if you like controlling the game. If you know how to manually switch and defend, you can suffocate your opponents and score lots of goals. Also, there is a link-up play, which is a little bit of a gimmick. You need to have certain players in certain positions to activate a certain movement of on the pitch. I believe that's utter woke nonsense. That's what Konami added around half a year ago, so you gotta admit that that's a feature in the game, and you can use that if you want. Then you claim all the stuff here. Step up is the regular like stuff. You need to like change your avatar, change whatever, the play games in AI eFootball League. Alright, and you're gonna be getting some items and cards on top of that, and some coins too. So complete this as fast as possible. Take a look at what you need to complete this tic-tac-toe, and you're gonna be getting some trainers, which is like a very valuable item because you gotta train your cards, and they will be scarce unless you're opening packs and discarding a lot of players, of course. And then you get some coins as well, which is great, because coins, Konami is really stingy when it comes down to giving you free coins. So claiming all the free stuff here, and you can see how it looks like. Yeah, we claimed all this stuff, and it gave me some more stuff on top. Let's see what we can sign. I already signed a few players. I believe you get great value in this summer transfer pack because you get a free try. You can give that card that you get in randomly a booster. I got Andre Santos. It's a nice box-to-box card. I'll show you how it looks like. And this pack, unless you really like looking to build like a Premier League team instantly, they're worth it. I wouldn't really be bothered here. The free tries are worth your attention, of course. You're gonna be signing some nice cards, so I recommend signing Kunde. Gavi is nice, and of course Rafinha, for instance. This was needed to complete my La Liga team. But then again, if you need a goalkeeper, you sign Lamens, and that's for free. And these cards already developed. You don't even need to worry about like training them to the max. You can give them additional skills if you want, and I'll explain how to give additional skills on your players later. This tactical defense pack is very good. So I didn't have 5 nominating contract, now I have it because I completed the AI missions, AI games. I'll show which you need to complete. You need to complete all of them pretty much to get the most of the game. So Vinicius Jr. is gonna be signed now for 5 stars, and we are getting him. You'll love to see it. And yeah, so Vini is joining the team. And the best part about this card, if you had previously signed Vinicius Jr., this one has attack outlet playstyle. He'll be acting differently when you're off the ball, so I'll explain how exactly. Then you have free try and ricochet. This is one of those rewards that you get by logging in every day and like completing the daily game. And I got to ricochet, a free try on this. Now this is unlimited pack. You will never clear it. Of course, it's gonna be always 50 players. Just like you get a free try, and maybe you'll be like you're gonna be getting ricochet. The pack will disappear once your free tries disappear as well. So let's get started here. Let's get something, hopefully. Are we getting ricochet here? No, we're getting some defensive midfielder player. It's a GP player. These are useful too. I'll explain why in a second. Now there are premium packs like Hazard, like this week there is a Showtime pack as well. This is a Road to Glory team. This is pretty much what I have set up. This looks already a little bit of advanced, but this is just something that you can build within a month of playing football. It's my second account. I tried it as an experiment. When there was an invitation campaign, I helped out a subscriber of mine, and I built a team like that, so kinda cool. And let's try build a team from scratch. Imagine we are using all in the cards that you could have signed when you logged into the game. So here I have a team full of dot players, and I'm gonna be building it step by step and showing you how you can improve your team when you're getting free cards instantly on the first few days of eFootball. So Vinicius Jr. isn't trained. We're gonna be training him to the max, of course. I'll show you how it works. We have Rafinha as well. He can play on the right if you need to. This is a little bit advanced, like 3 at the back playstyle formation. Sorry, isn't really optimal, but you can try it, of course. A little bit too aggressive. Center midfielder Gavi. So Vini Jr., let's train him to the max. That's how training works. You go to level training and you have the trainers, right? Experience points. Now to get this, you need to complete events, log in every day, and like complete the daily game. So for that, you auto select from training, done. 32 levels, but that's not all, right? You see, I get some additional items for completing this. This is like a simple mission here. Player actions, player progression. From here, I usually go to recommended first and see what Konami is giving me. And if I press R1, this is a new feature, you can see that I can see the stats on the right side as if they are boosted by the manager. So now that I have received manager for free, I don't need to bother to buy a new manager. If you don't like the playstyle, overload playstyle, or the long ball per se, so Lampard can play in 2 playstyles, so you can use long ball, and you can see the explanation in attack, in defense, what that means. Well, basically long ball is a little bit more passive, and you lose possession, everyone is falling back. Overload, you lose possession and everyone tries to bounce back and like get the ball back, so depends on your preference. And you can play both with 89 proficiency. 89 is good, but the new standard is 90, and you will notice that some of the stats of the players are boosted, and the threshold from which they are boosted by 3 points is lower for 90 proficiency manager. So I'll explain that to you. For instance, we still play overload playstyle, which is like a possession based playstyle with aggressive pressure like gegenpress. Vinicius Jr. gets these stats, and this build from auto-allocating is already good. I like everything that I see, but I want to change something. I may look at, like, for instance, the stat of finishing. Right now, if I press R1, manager boost gives me 82. Finishing becomes 82, but some stats like dribbling become 97. Imagine I have possession game 2 hell with 90 proficiency. If I go to the same Vinicius card, 83 finishing was boosted by Lampard by only 2 points. Now, with the manager that has 90 proficiency, 83 points become 86. So that's the difference. And that obviously influences your builds. Sometimes you can leave the stats at 83 and get boosted by 3, and that would be okay for you. But usually it's not a big deal, and I can make do with 89 proficiency manager, and especially considering he's free, so I shouldn't be worried. He gives a boost, the manager himself gives a boost, low pass +1 and defensive engagement, which is both great stats, be boosted. The best part, you get it for free, so why should you bother? I like this build, I like the finishing build, but I would have preferred to get low pass to 90. So what I can downgrade is probably a little bit of dribble. Maybe he has like some points added into something that I don't really need. So low body strength I like, dexterity I also like, dribbling, you may just downgrade that and give him some passing points here. So this would be alright. Yeah, I think that this is decent. So from here you can see that my dribbling is 95, low pass 81, finishing 85. And if I want to, now that I know that I have a boost to passing, I can leave it at 80. So the thresholds here are, I mean, you obviously want as many stats as possible to have in blue, but sometimes you can make do with 85 finishing, and his curl is 81, which is not the worst. But this is just a winger, right? You dribble a lot, you run a lot, and then you cut back and just either pass to a striker or just try to score. For instance, in this menu, when you have selected a player, you can click on this button close to the triangle, and you can see playing style, for instance, and you can find out what is the second playing style of Vinny, that is defensive playing style, attacking outlet, avoids defending to save energy depending on the situation and remains up front waiting for attack. So he is pretty passive in defense, but at the same time, he's always open there for the pass. So we trained our Vinicius to the max, his rating is 101, and you will see some of the cards in this game get an insane rating, like 110 and over. And this is how the economy in this game works, and you gotta accept that. So we built our team pretty much. It's not complete. You gotta complete the positions of center backs and a goalkeeper. You can instantly get them with GPs, base versions of the cards. They are definitely not as OP, but if you buy Eto'o Donnarumma as a goalkeeper, he will do the job for you. For the when you start, you go to standard player list over here, and with GPs, you gotta have a lot of these. You can buy a base card of Mbappe, and he's gonna be performing pretty well, but at the same time, I wouldn't recommend really doing that, because Konami will give you featured versions of these cards eventually, and they're gonna be better, of course. In the packs over here, you can buy a manager. Now, manager is a good idea if you really are set on playing the playstyles that they represent, and for instance, it's quick counter for Antonio Conte, 90 proficiency. I explained why 90 proficiency is slightly better. The manager, like for instance, if another manager that you have has quick counter proficiency of 89, the way he plays quick counter, the way your players move, it's not gonna be influenced by the proficiency. It's only the stats of the players that are boosted. Threshold from 83 is boosted by 3 points. Every stat 83 plus, it's boosted by 3 points. It also boosts kicking power and defensive awareness stat. And there's two link ups on this manager. One is from your defenders, you can see is hoofing the ball to your winger, and the other one, you got to have certain positions like Fox in the box again and prolific winger. You pass the ball between them, and the winger is making the run, cutting inside. I don't really rate this manager. I don't think it's good value for me. And besides, I have a quick counter manager from previous seasons, so I'm good. And of course, you can customize your stadium. I don't really. This is all gimmicks. I mean, if you want to go here, you can do that, of course. And the special player list. This is where you really like have to be either very lucky or you're getting a free card like this one. I mean, it's not exceptional. You will be surprised when you enter divisions especially, or even events, PvP events, how stacked almost everyone's teams are. Barely you will meet someone who is playing this free-to-play. So unfortunately, this game is becoming a little bit who can collect the latest epic cards first and then use them in online games. So it may be a little bit discouraging, but at the same time, if you look at my channel, my videos, I consistently like post these videos where I'm taking on these teams, hold my own, and can beat them. Just goes to show that skill is what is important in this game. There's also a nice deal right now going on. You will most likely get this player for coins only, but currently you can buy him for me it's 60 cents or 50 cents. In some regions that would be $1. So this Suarez card, I made a review on him on mobile. He is absolutely insane. He has a blitz curler skill. When you kick the ball and it creates that insane trajectory and flies top bins on the curler. And then of course, if you want, this is not what we do on this channel. We don't buy coins. If you want, you can buy coins for money, and that's how this game becomes not free to play for you. It's pretty much whatever you pay for FC, you can spend on one of these packs and get like 1 or 2 good players that will improve your team. You're guaranteed to get a player here. 150 players, if you empty the pack, that's around 12-13,000 coins. You are guaranteed to like get every single like special card here. And these additional feature cards of Chelsea players, they are right, they're nothing special. You of course want the boosters on these cards, additional special skills like momentum, dribble, and acceleration burst. To get additional like coins, for instance, and try luck in different packs, you need to go to match and you need to check your events. AI events, something you need to complete. You don't really play them. You don't need to play against AI. I mean, if you like, of course. But this is like pretty easy. And what you do is just sim the games. You click on event settings, match level, you set it to legend, and auto control is on, and flexible auto control have it on off, because then the game can continue itself and you don't need to press next during the halftime break. So you don't care about the results. The first game you can lose, but the most of the games you'll be winning if you have like a solid okay-ish team. And if you don't have enough players to fill the team, the game will give you those players, so you don't need to worry. Same goes for PvP events, and those are important to get coins. For instance, in this one, I didn't have time to play anything other than the first one, and I got coins by beating an opponent which was 15,000 rank. This Foyt is actually good, so he is defensive fullback, 4-turn meeting contract. We can easily get him, and this is going to be a pretty solid card. Let's see, recommended. Since he is going to be defensive fullback or in a center back, dribbling and passing is something that we don't really care about. We can downgrade his low body strengths, because if I click on R1, I see it's 90. 90 is enough for me. That's the threshold that I'm aiming for a center back, and 80 acceleration is decent too. So we can work with 22 points, improve his aerial strengths and defending. So I want defending to be in all blue. You can disregard aggression for defenders, that's not that important, but I want a little bit more points in other defensive stats. Then I have 2 more points, and it's not really a defender with good physicality, but at the same time it's a solid center back, pretty pacey as well. You can obviously play him as center back or as a right back. You can see his overall is 93, it's kind of discouraging. You can see some players get 100 rating, right? 101 for Winnie, for instance. Now you would think that this 93 rated player sucks, but at the same time we trained him, we look at the stats first and foremost. So there is also a booster, additional booster, we can give that to Messi. I don't really want to do that right now because it's a valuable item, booster crafting over here, and I cannot really do that as it stands. If I have select items, I can select a booster that I like, that boosts necessary skills by 1 point, or it's a randomized thing, but I don't have even the random one, so I'm broke in this instance. So now that I built my team slightly, like improved it, like free-to-play team is looking alright. That's like first few days, you just logged in, completed some AI events, played PvP games, you got some coins, you can try and gamble, but I would be saving my coins, right? That's the strategy. If you're doing this free-to-play, if you want to do like road to glory type of a scenario here, you can get some eFootball points. Speaking of the currencies, now coins is the most valuable asset. The GP currency is something that you get by selling players, or something that you get by just completing, again, AI events mostly. And you can buy trainers here. That's the most valuable asset that you can buy for GPs. I think everything else is either overpriced or just a gimmick and decoration thing. And of course, the football points, this is something that Konami holds like different campaigns. You can log in and get a special set. There is no sets right now. I would be saving my eFootball points, but there are some players, right? If you need like improve your position, like this Anana is decent, and other cards aren't really them. And of course, you can buy some trainers and kits sometimes, but Konami is just really reluctant to add something decent in these packs. I want to show you how my main team looks like, and this is this should be really inspiring, I think, because you look at this team and it looks pretty fancy, right? You have like epic Aguero, you have epic Hurricane, you have Messi that is like exceptional here. Disregard his 102 overall rating, you can train him to like having like 106 even. But I like this build because as a deep line forward, his playstyle is not activated here, but his passing is decent. Pretty pacey, great balance, great finishing, has a blitz curler skill that is pretty useful, and phenomenal pass, meaning that he can pass without really turning in the direction of the pass, so that's very, very useful. You have Kovacic, that's from the previous campaigns, everything is free to play. Messi is a lucky pull with 200 coins. Hurricane, I saved 2000 coins on an England pack, where a solid card, and Sergio Aguero was given for free. I could have picked either Aguero or Rooney or any other epic card in that pack, and I went for Aguero on this account. Look at these stats. This is pretty impressive. This is, I would say, the level like of premium card. What he can do, he has a low screamer and blitz curler, pretty solid. And now I want to explain how to add additional skills on the cards. You can do that directly, right? You can go here. Messi has 5 additional skills. Some of them are relevant, like blocker is not really needed. That was a random one. So let's assume I want to train a skill on a player. I have 0 skill trainers right now, but if I had one and I wanted to remove blocker, I click here, delete, I delete that skill and give him randomly a skill like that. But you realistically want to give a precise skill most of the time. Remember I mentioned these 0 GP players, right? You have them in your inbox. Don't delete them just yet. And by the way, you can lock these cards so that you're not accidentally deleting them. So I like this Void card and I like this Vinicius card, so I'll lock them just in case if I accidentally select them and delete. That's a good idea to lock them. But this Hickey card, I don't like a random player, and I can give him a skill trainer, right? If I had a skill, I would give him a random skill. And I gave a few skills like that to my 0 GP players, and you can see over here. So this card has a skill of Super Sub. Super Sub is a skill that improves, I think, something. Not offensive awareness, apparently, like that was deemed to be what is improved. Something is improved. Player just positions himself better, like plays better when you introduce him during the halftime break or in the second half. That's a nice skill to have. I want to go to player actions, like for instance, he has 5 skills. Let's look at the Manuel Akanji. He doesn't have 5 skills. I go to player actions, player fusion, and if I want to give him a super sub skill, I go to filter over here, and just because I added a skill of super sub on already existing 0 GP player, and that's how you're not losing your skill tokens, right? Because it is sometimes randomized. If you give a skill directly on a player, it can give duplicate skill. Konami is just like that. And there you go. There is a special skill on our 0 GP player, Super Sub. When I click next, it's gonna be merging that Super Sub skill onto Akanji. That 0 GP player will be disappearing. Akanji will be receiving Super Sub skill. It will cost me 257,000 GPs. So that's exactly what you do with GPs in this game. That's how you spend them most of the time. Now, this is a little bit aggressive, by the way, so you don't really need to place 3 at the back. It's not like I'm showing you this. It's not beginner stuff. It's not for beginners. You can try this, right? This is very solid formation. For overload, I like to play with wings, but if you have attacking fullback, you can use that. Of course, overload is very nice because you can switch once you manage to like pull a lot of players to one side, and that's what this play is still about. A lot of players pull up to one side, and you can play short passes between them. There's always going to be a player waiting on the other flank. You can switch and exploit a lot of space. So you can start with this. Fluid formation, it's just what you can do with attack and defense. So how do you do that exactly? You go to set formation. You go to attack information, for instance, and you set it to like whatever you want. I manually position these players. So, for instance, over here, if I want to drag my Kovacic over here, like this is what I will have, right? And once I click on the left stick, just push it down, I'm switching between defensive and attacking tactics. It's not necessarily what I want to do, so I want to bring him back a little bit over here. This drains a lot of stamina, and I know that. So I need to have good subs, so my Jet Spence will be substituted for Mazraoui, who can also play a right back and a right winger, so a right midfielder. Now there's also instructions, right? So this game is pretty deep in terms of tactics. You would say so. Now with the addition of fluid formations especially, you have a subtactic, and that's what having 2 playstyles on a manager is useful. My second playstyle is a long ball. So you activate it by pressing on this arrow pad, holding up or down for a few seconds, and you will see on the screen this message appearing that you have changed to your subtactic, that is. And over here I still have fluid formations as well, right? I have defensive like this. I position my players manually when I had like my players in defense, and then I position them like this in attack. So the long ball is a little bit more passive. Everyone is dropping down to defend, and that's there is also a theory of like different playstyles. Some playstyles counter other playstyles better. So every time I face someone with quick counter, I don't play overload playstyle. I play long ball then. But everything else, overload can manage, and if you're good at the game, you can easily beat the opponents. So what's there to play, right? You set up your team. Now this team looks all right. I can grind divisions now. So I need to go over here to match, and from here I go to Football League. Now the rewards for divisions have been upped. Now this is the account that I just barely play divisions in. Every time you get to Division 1, you're gonna be reset to Division 3 at the start of the new phase. On this account, I think I only got to Division 3 once, and I got reset to Division 6. So I didn't play a lot, but for starting from Division 10, you're gonna be playing against AI, and then when you're going to be getting to Division 8, you're playing against real people, and you can select your team. If your team is alright, manager is set, playstyle is set, everyone is ready to go, you can proceed to match. And the reward, you gotta get to Division 2, and you gotta be in the top 100,000. On mobile, you gotta be in Division 1 and grind a little bit more because of how many players played on mobile. And to get the Madison card, and there's AI divisions, there is no reward for that, just like you can sim games, you don't really need to play that, but some people like playing that. Fortunately, Konami really didn't add any modes, like this My League mode, this is not good. They added custom tournament, but this is only interesting when you're like participating in a tournament with a reward, or like there is like a YouTuber hosting a tournament. I'm gonna be hosting one myself soon. A few, in fact. And yeah, so there is really nothing else to play for. You can play friendlies, of course. You can join the Discord server, find a teammate for co-op, for instance. You can also play co-op, which is pretty fun. And or you can play 1v1s and just arrange a game there. I'm really happy with the settings that I have. So for the camera that I use dynamic white custom, and my custom is I think 0 and then 10. A cross-platform is when you're getting matched with people who play on PC, who play on Xbox. I like to have it on to have faster matchmaking. And in terms of my configuration, this is what I have for my settings. And I'll be showing you the basic commands, right? What you do in order to pass the ball, in order to perform skills, shoot, attack, pass, and defend. And that's what you get on attack. And that's what you get in defense. So you can copy that, and then also in addition to that, there is a thing that has been an abomination of the game and been removed starting from Division 3, that is called Smart Assist. Sometimes you can predict what your opponent is doing, but the game will alter or correct their passes. Dribbles will be also automated in a way, and the shots will be corrected. So there has been an experiment with Smart Assist. Player with 60 shooting was almost always hitting the target, and then manually you would be missing the target almost all the time. So, I mean, that's a little bit odd that Konami added that. I know they want to ease the way of beginners into the game. Also changes semi-assist, and the manual pass level, there is an argument of playing completely manual level 4, but the reality is that online games are so hectic, and I get a slight delay because of my connection, and like it's very weird how I connected my setup here. I need to upgrade it, but realistically, playing on level 4, you gotta have crazy good connection, because once you like charge the pass, by the time you charge the pass on level 4, you'll get tackled. I wouldn't really be playing on level 1 because it's too automated. Most people online, most people play on level 2 that I know. And the rest of the settings look like this, so you can copy that if you like. So now I'll show you a few tips with the handcam. So how to actually control your player, how to dribble, pass, attack, and defend. I use X for passes, and you can see that players who have good passing stats, they have a little bit faster release of the passes, and it's a little bit more precise. So 90 is what you need to aim for your midfielders, but defenders sometimes may scuff the passes, and you can see that it's not really that fast and reliable. Some people say that kick and power has effect on passing. There was a video by Amadeus where he proven that it wasn't the case. Maybe Konami has changed something since then. But the best part about these skills is where you can perform step-on-ball control by holding L2, and that's where if you need to, after dashing, for instance, with a player, you need to create a feint or step on the ball a little bit. With fake shot, you can create Cruyff turn if you perform a fake shot like that in the opposite direction. Now, Lothar Matthäus, I give him cut behind a turn. Look at this skill. It creates so much space for you, and you can start performing some special shots or regular curlers. Now, for curlers, blitz curler, it's a new skill that Konami added just 2 years ago, and it's a premium skill too. You cannot really rely on shots when you're dashing unless it's a stunning or powerful shot. When you want to take a curler, you always want to step a little bit on the ball. You can use L1 or just regular left stick dribbling, and then from this position, this is the blitz curler. Now, for other skills, like I perform double touch there, any player can do that, but players who have that skill natively, or you added that skill, they definitely are better at this. What you do is you hold the right stick perpendicular to the move of the player, and then press the left stick in the direction of the player. And that's how double touch is performed, right? There's a lot of skills in this game. You can perform rainbow flicks if you want, and sometimes players scuff that. But it's not reliable. You can, of course, perform keep-uppies if you want, and you do that by holding the R3 button, as opposed to double press on the right stick tape activates the rainbow flick. And you can actually chip the ball for your own volley by just pressing the R3 button when you're receiving the ball like that. And you can see that players chipping the ball, you can do the keep-uppies if you want. All you need to do is just hold this right stick like that. And speaking of other skills that are important is pass and run. And for that, before passing the ball, and you usually can see that on mobile, on console you can't see that. You just press the L1 button as if you're switching to a defender off the ball, right? And you can see that player that I just used to pass the ball is making dart and run inside the box. You see that players are making manual runs. This is very useful when you're playing possession playstyle, when you feel like it's a little bit static and your players are not progressing the ball enough. And you can see that I played a 1-2 pass with both players. Speaking of the change of the tactic, you can see that this arrow tab, and you hold this top arrow, and you see that it changed on the left side of the screen, meaning that your players, and you can see visually how they're changing their positions, are now playing according to a subtactic. Now, there's 2 ways to shoot the ball. You can obviously actually 3, in fact. Obviously, there's a curler, and for that, you press the shooting button alongside with the R1 button, like that. And as I gave Matteo's outside curler, he used outside curler to curl that ball. And you will see that the color of the power gauge changed to blue. Now it is the same, it is green usually when you take a regular shot, as you can see over here. And just try it yourself and see how much power do you need to score goals from outside of the box and from inside of the box. But the shot, if your opponent is giving you enough time, the most powerful one is a stunning shot. You can see that the power gauge is now violet, and it means that the shot is going to be more powerful. The players in online modes will charge it forever. It is rarely responsive right now in the training. Another important skill, now that I've taught you the fake shots, and that creates Cruyff turn as well, this would be the super cancel. Now, you can cancel any action before a player releases the ball or like performs a skill move. You can actually cancel skill moves, so you can perform a double touch and then perform a super cancel and then perform a curl. I'm yet to learn it. It is called test cancel. It's very, very tedious, and it just creates an insane ball roll that isn't completed, and your opponents are bamboozled by it. And also they are bamboozled by acceleration burst. Now this Takefusa is such a nice card, because instead of a sharp touch like this Elisa is doing, it's creating like a scoop turn. You can see the animation is slightly different. And it is activated when you're not dashing with the ball or stepping on the ball a little bit, and then you create this scoop turn. And it's actually very nice. Like, it creates a lot of space. If your opponent is only matching up against you, it's really difficult to defend against that. And also, speaking about super cancel, I can take a shot and super cancel it. The idea is that oftentimes your opponents perform matchup, which you matchup usually defend with X, and you then manually position a player to anticipate the pass or a shot. And then you tackle people with for me, it's the circle button. Now, there are people who don't even tackle, they only use matchup. There are people who only tackle and don't use matchup. Like, it's up to you, it's your preference. I think the combination of two is very useful. And of course, you can ask your second defender to come and defend for you by pressing either L1 or R1, depending on what your controls are set to. Now, for super cancels, why is it useful? Because not only it cancels the shot, but it also creates a stupid animation on your opponent's defender. If all they do is just matchup merchants and they just hold this button like there is no tomorrow, I wouldn't be holding matchup button to defend. I would be only tapping it occasionally, and just other than that, just controlling and position my player to stand in the line of pass. Because when you use matchup, your player is slowing down a little bit. But when people are just holding matchup like there is no tomorrow, super cancel, it breaks the ice. So you want to curl the ball, for instance, and if your opponent is in the line of shot, you can super cancel that shot and eventually just create additional space for yourself and run into a better position and take that shot. So let's take a look over here. Take a Fusakuba. I'm about to take a curler. And then in this position, I feel like it's a better position. Take a curler, super cancel, help me a lot. Also, oftentimes, your players take stupid touches, and by the time you execute a pass, it probably is too late to pass the ball. So I decide that I don't want to pass there because the passing lane is covered and I want to super cancel the pass, so I do that then. And this is pretty much it. That's all you need to do. Double touch is probably the best skill, but you can also try different skills. And in addition to that, you of course can benefit from the new update of the season, and that is overhead kicks now. Overhead kicks are insane. You gotta just chip the ball with L1 and square, and the player that is receiving the ball is gonna be able to perform overhead kicks. You do that by holding, for me, shooting a circle, of course, but some people have that on square. You hold square and R2, so that is stunning shot in midair. It's just acrobatic finishing. is just insane. It's just so fun to play this game now, and the update has been decent, right? We expected eFootball 27 to give us something new, revamped design of the UI. UI is pretty outdated, of course, and just new modes as well, more than just a tournament mode. But Konami decided to like make it like a low-key version 6 update. It is, of course, good. The gameplay is much better compared to FC, for instance. I cannot really stand the roller skating game, but at the same time, I mean, I really wanted more modes to play, more fun ways to explore the game, but there is divisions for you to grind, there is packs for you to open, and there is events for you to get 50 coins if you're doing this Road to Glory setup. We'll be on the lookout, of course. You can subscribe to this channel if you enjoy these videos, if you enjoy like tutorial videos as well. All the news about football, I'll be keeping you updated and keeping you in the loop. And hopefully Konami adds something more exciting. That's been the video, breakdown, basics, tutorial, beginner tutorial, and some people who've been playing this game for a while, maybe if you found this useful as well, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.